Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. This is part two of my top 100 most valuable vintage baseball cards in my collection for 2025. If you missed part one, I'll have a link to that video at the end of this video, so definitely go check it out. Now, I ranked my 100 most valuable cards using the VCP average price for that card as of December 1st. And I used the average price one because I used the average price for the last 3 years when I did my top 50 most valuable cards. But also, I feel it's fair to use the average price since most of my cards are low to mid grade and there can be varying eye appeal in those grades. And even though I think my cards have great eye appeal, I'm sure there are some out there with greater eye appeal that may have sold for more. Those with less eye appeal for that particular grade may have sold for less. So using a current average VCP price, I felt was fair to value the cards and rank them from 100 to 1. And again, this video is going over numbers 50 to number 1. Also, compared to last year's videos, I'm not going to show or say what the value of the cards are. I want this video to be about the cards and not the value. Yes, they're ranked in order of value, but I want you to just appreciate the cards as I do. And lastly, since we're dealing with the top 50 here, and previous years I did top 50 list, I'm going to let you know where the cards have gone up or down within my top 50 compared to last year. So I'm going to turn the camera around, show off cards number 50 to 1 in my collection. So I hope you enjoy. Now, as I go over these cards and let you know where they rank this year compared to last year, keep in mind that I have 7 new cards that made my top 50 for this year. So let's get right to it, starting at card number 50. Is this 51 Bowman Warren Spahn. Of course, if you know these cards here, it's the same image that Bowman used in his 49, 50, and 51 Bowman cards, but I love this larger version with his name down there at the bottom. Card number 50. Card number 49 is a new addition. Oh, the Warren Spahn there. I was just talking about this. The Warren Spahn was card number 46 last year, so it dropped 4 spots. All right, at number 49 is a new addition to the top 50, and I don't want to say it was an upgrade, even though technically it is. I want to say it was an up condition. I want to try to use that moving forward instead of upgrading a card. But this is the 78 Topps Eddie Murray. I have a copy in a 6 and was able to pick up an 8. The 78 cards are special to me, the Hall of Famers. I want to get all of them in really high grades just because of how special the set is to me. This is the only set where I care a little bit about that number there at the top. But other than that, it's all about the card. But I wanted really nice examples and got a great deal at the Strongsville show this year. Thanks again to Darren Return to Collecting for that. So card number 49, a new addition to the top 50. At number 48 is the 1955 Topps Harmon Killebrew rookie card. Love the colors on that. Centering's pretty good. Bought this fairly early in building my vintage collection. I think overall, for the fact that it's the Harmon Killebrew rookie card and the grade, I think it has a really nice eye appeal. There's the back. And this one was number 38 last year. So it's dropped 10 spots from last year. That back there. All right, card number 47. And you're going to see a lot of these in the, I call them the Beckett coffins, the BVG graded cards. A lot of these I still need to cross over to PSA just so my collection has a uniform look. That's all the reason for it. But it's the 1958 Topps All-Star of Mickey Mantle. Great image of him right there. Now, I saw a... I think it was on, I don't know if it was on X or Instagram, but someone had the original photo that Topps used for this card, and I want to say that they were showing him batting left-handed. And I don't know. Let me know in the comments if that's correct. If anyone knows about that they actually... the actual image was him batting left-handed, but here you can see it shows him batting right-handed. I don't know if they did like a reverse negative to show him batting right-handed, not sure, but great looking card there. And this was number 41 last year, so it's dropped 6 spots to number 47. All right, at number 46. Oops, wrong pile here. Another BVG slab card, the 1953 Topps Eddie Matthews. Love that image of him just smiling, looking off to the distance. Scoreboard and outfield fence there in the background. And this one was number 21 last year. It's dropped 25 spots. It may have to do the fact that this is a BVG grade, and maybe sales of BVG haven't done as well as, say, PSA or SGC. I'm not sure. But yeah, this dropped 25 spots. All right, at number 45, another 53 Topps. Another Beckett graded card, the Yogi Berra. Great shot of him there. And so this one had a very similar drop to the Eddie Matthews. Again, possibly because of it being in a BVG slab, but it was number 22 last year and dropping 23 spots to number 45. All right, at number 44, yet another BVG graded card, the 53 Bowman Stan Musial. Love that image of him, arms crossed, sitting in the dugout. You see the bat rack there in the background. Just a great card. And this one was number 36 last year, so it dropped 8 spots. At number 43, here's one more Beckett graded card, the 57 Willie Mays. I do love the centering on this. The main issue is there is a little crease, but it is so hard to see, although it technically is there. So from a technical standpoint, it's a 4, but it looks really, really nice. And there's the back. And this one was number 39 last year, so it only dropped 4 spots. And given that there are 6 more cards here on this list that are new, actually held its own fairly well since last year. So we'll replace the Killer Brew rookie with the 57 Willie Mays. All right, at number 42, another 78 Topps card, the Nolan Ryan. Love that image of him. And this one has done quite well. Last year it was number 48, and this year it's number 42. So it's actually gone up 6 spots. Obviously, due to the number grade on it. All right, at number 41, 65, Topps Pete Rose. Another BVG graded card. This one was number 35 last year, so it has dropped 6 spots on my top 50. The centering's on the back's not too bad, but in the front, this is a card I have had for a long time, and was not so much into the centering. So I may want to up condition. That's the word I was using. That's the term I was using for up condition, not upgrade, but up condition. Maybe find a copy that's a little bit better centered for my current collection. So, and this one was, if I didn't say, this was number 35 last year, so it dropped 6 spots. All right, at number 40, we have the 73 Topps Mike Schmidt rookie card with Ron Say as well. Love the centering on the back. Really look hard on the backs for these 73s. For whatever reason, I pay almost just as much attention to the centering on the back as I do the front for 73s. You really notice it with that black border if it's really off center on the back, and I try as best as I can to get a card that's well centered on the front and back, and I think this one nails it. So this one was 44 last year, so this one actually went up 4 spots to number 40. At number 39, we go a little pre-war here. Don't have too many pre-war cards, but the T206, it's a Sweet Caporal 350-30 back of Mordecai Three Finger Brown. It's the Chicago shirt version. Now you may say, John, how is this a PSA 1? Because it looks great on the front. There's just a little bit of paper loss on the back, but it doesn't really take away from the majority of the back there. You still see the Sweet Caporal cigarettes and everything else. But hey, for that paper loss, and still manages to get at number 39 on my list. Although last year, this was card number 15 on my top 50, so it has dropped 24 spots. But still not bad for a PSA 1. All right, at number 38, I love this card. Oh, I was so happy when I got it. The 50 Bowman Yogi Berra. And again, if you look at it just like this, not really close, you'd struggle to figure out how this got a PSA 2. Centering's great, the color's great, registration's great, has a few hairline creases in it, and you really have to look for them. So that's the kind of card that I love to pick up. Very budget friendly in a PSA 2, but still number 38 on my list, and was number 30 last year. So this actually dropped 8 spots from last year. The Willie Mays here. See if I can get this here without knocking the cards down. All right, there we go. Okay. At number 37, this is a new one for this year's top 50. 57 Hank Aaron, card that I picked up for his Playing Days run. Again, for PSA 3, I think this looks great. Usually you see a lot of snowing for these 57s, and it's fairly well centered. Very happy to find this one here. And again, with it being a PSA 3, it was very budget friendly. But it is number 37 on my top 50. All right, at number 36, the 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson rookie card. I wanted to make sure I got a really nice copy of this. Wanted a solid green banner down there and yellow up at the top. And sometimes this card has some of those print dots somewhere here in the black into the bullpen, or the dugout, I should say, of the team there. So overall, really nice copy there. And this one was card number 37 last year, so it has gone up one spot. And considering there's some other cards added to this list, this Rickey Henderson held up its own since last year. All right, we're here. Yep, get rid of the Pete Rose. All right, whoop. There we go. My goal here is not to knock any of these down. So far, let's see how I do. So, okay, we are at card number 35. 1948 Bowman Warren Spahn rookie card. Love it, love it, love it. Even though it's not the most flattering of images of Warren Spahn, the side view there, it's a great card. And this one was number 27 last year, so it's dropped 8 spots. All right, on to number 34, a new entry to the top 50. 1955 Topps Ted Williams. Again, lower grade version, but tremendous eye appeal. The centering on it is great. The colors, just a really, really nice copy. And hardly any issues on the back as well. So this is one of those, technical threes. I'm sure there's enough flaws to warrant it being a 3, but just a great looking card. Now, again, this was new to the top 50, so it didn't go up or down. Get Teddy back there. And now at number 33, this one I've had in my collection for some time. The centering's fairly nice. The 65 Topps Mickey Mantle. A lot of corner wear, a lot of corner issues with this one, bringing it down to a 3. But still a nice copy, and it's still a Mickey Mantle. So I've had this one in my collection for definitely over 30 years, and then eventually got it graded. Of course, it's Beckett, but anyway, last year this was number 25 on my top 50, so it's dropped 8 spots. All right, at number 32, technically this is a new card for this year, but it's a replacement card. 57 Topps Frank Robinson. I had it in a PSA 5 and I sold it at the Strongsville show this year and took those funds and purchased this PSA 4 copy. And the reason why I went from a 5 to a 4, just did not like the look of my PSA 5. It was off center, left to right. It's what I noticed every time I would pick up this card, and now so much happier with the centering on this. and I can now enjoy looking at my Frank Robinson rookie card. So this year it was number 32. Last year was number 13, but again, that was the PSA 5 copy. And just because of the higher number there, it's dropped 19 spots from a 5 down to a 4. But in terms of my eye appeal, instead of dropping 19 spots, it went up by 19 spots. Because again, I just love the centering on this one compared to my PSA 5. So it's, again, not about the number, it's the eye appeal. And where were we here? 65 minutes. Okay, yep. Lost my spot here. All right, at number 31, another Hank Aaron. Another one I've had in my collection for a while, an LCS pickup, the 65 Hank Aaron. Love the colors on that. Well centered. And this one was number 16 last year. Again, potentially dropping on my top 50 because it's a Beckett slab. Not sure, but I would factor that into it, dropping 15 spots since last year. That may be the last. There may be one other Beckett in here, but I think the rest are going to be PSA. All right, at number 30. Oh, my gorgeous 71 Topps Corey Yastrzemski. I just love this card. When you find a 71 Topps card in this type of condition, it just looks so sharp. I did splurge a little bit on this one, but I'm so glad I did. I love the look of it. And this one was actually number 20 last year. It's dropped 10 spots since last year, but I still love it. All right, at number 29, we have another Corey Yastrzemski, his rookie card from 1960. This one, I wanted to make sure you often find some black ink smudges somewhere along here, and this one's pretty clear of that. Back. So this one was number 31 last year, so it actually went up 2 spots. So nice to see that for the Corey Yastrzemski rookie card. At number 28, another Hank Aaron is 56. This is the gray back version. Not sure if I'll worry about getting the white back for a lot of these 56s. Maybe someday, but not a high priority because I have a copy and that's really all I care about. But another, again, another lower technical grade card that I think has some great eye appeal. And this one was number 34 last year, so it has gone up 6 spots in my top 50. Okay, let's follow this up with another Hank Aaron at number 27, the 58 Topps Hank Aaron. Now this one, I may want to go and actually pick up the yellow name version. I really like the look of the yellow name. Of course, that is more scarce than the white name version. But, you know, for now, I'm satisfied to have a 58 Topps Hank Aaron. But yeah, this one may be one where I get the yellow versus worrying about the gray or white back versions from 56. But this one was number 28 last year, so it actually went up 1 spot since last year. Okay, at number 26. Yep, here's another Beckett. The 67 Mickey Mantle. Nice image of him there. This one was number 29 last year, so it's gone up 3 spots. So this one sort of defies or went against, I think, maybe some of the other Beckett holdered cards that I have in my collection that have gone down significantly. This one actually went up 3 spots. All right, we're halfway here, halfway done. At number 25, my 75 Topps George Brett rookie card. Love the bold, dark colors on this copy and the centering. This one was number 32 last year, so it's gone up 7 spots since last year. All right, at number 24, 57 Ted Williams. This was a 2024 Strongsville pickup, I believe. Nice mid-grade copy, centering. Great pose there of Ted Williams. Card number 1 in the set. And this one was number 33 last year, so it's gone up 9 spots. I think this may be, the George Brett went up 7. This one went up 9. I want to say this is the largest riser from my top 50 last year. 57 Topps, Ted Williams. So we'll replace one Red Sox great with another Red Sox great here. Start another pile. Okay, at number 23, we have a new entry to the top 50 for this year. National purchase, the 51 Bowman, Whitey Ford. Low grade copy, but love the centering. There's some creases, but again, when you look at it just like this, I think it looks great, and it was affordable. Didn't think I'd be walking away from the National this year with a Whitey Ford rookie card. So definitely a pleasant surprise that I found this and fit into my National budget. And of course, so this is number 23 and new to the list. Put him front and center. All right, at number 22 is my 55 Bowman, Hank Aaron. I think this is my only 55 Bowman card, but really like it. And it's tough with that wood grain there to get one with very little chipping. So I think this has very, very nice centering and very little chipping. There is the back. And this one was number 26 last year, so it's gone up 4 spots to number 22. At number 21. At number 21, oh, I love this card. The 64 Topps, Pete Rose. I don't know if you can get any better centering than this copy here. Corner issues, but it made it affordable. Just love it. And this one actually dropped 2 spots. This was number 19 last year and is number 21 this year. All right, we're into the top 20 now. At number 20 is the 56 Topps Ted Williams. Now this one has the white back. Great centering, great secondary image there of Ted Williams' swing. You can see that's a bit brighter back there than the other 56s I have. And this one, believe it or not, this one was number 14 last year and has dropped to number 20. So this fell 6 spots on my top 50. It's still a great looking card. All right, number 19. We have Reggie. 69 tops, Reggie Jackson rookie card. I was waiting for the right centered copy, mid-grade. Got a nice deal on it at last year's National. Oh, I love it. I love this Reggie Jackson rookie card. I think it presents very well for the number grade. And this one was number 24 last year and has gone up 5 spots this year. At number 18, my 68 tops Johnny Bench rookie card. Love how he has the hat on backwards. It's just fitting, being a catcher, to have it that way. There's the back. And this one was number 23 last year, so this has gone up 5 spots, just like the Reggie Jackson has. All right, at number 17, I started off with the 51 Bowman Warren Spahn. Here's the 49 Bowman Warren Spahn. Love that red background. And this one was unchanged. I think this may, well, there are a couple coming up that were unchanged from last year, but this was also number 17 on my top 50 last year. So it's held its own. At number 16, oh, I love the 50 Bowman set, and this is one of my favorites. Bob Feller. Oh, there's so many things great about this card. The pitching windup, the people in the stands in the background, the dugout, just, I love it. And this one was number 18 last year, so it's gone up 2 spots to number 16. At number 15, my 53 Bowman Pee Wee Reese. Really hard to find this well centered. This isn't perfectly centered, but this is a budget purchase at that technical grade there. But the main part of the card, nothing wrong with it. It's, centering in corners. But for this card here, I don't notice the white border, because you're just focused on that great posed action shot there. But this one was number 10 last year. So this one made my top 10 last year and fell 5 spots to number 15. At number 14, my 67 tops, Willie Mays. And this one was number 11 last year. So this dropped 3 spots. Generally speaking, given the cards that are still ahead of this and new to the list, it pretty much held its value relative on my list, at least since last year. We'll replace that. That was number 14. At number 13, second year, Hank Aaron, 55 tops. Lower grade copy, but for a second year, makes it very budget friendly. Nice color centering. Really nice copy. And this one was number 12 last year, so it only dropped one spot on my top 50 list. All right, we're almost at the top 10 here. At number 12, this one dropped 6 spots on my top 50, and it had something to do. This was a crossover I did at the National. My 54 tops, Ted Williams, card number 250 in the set. This was a BVG 7, I believe. And it crossed it over to a 4.5. I don't care. I love the card. I wanted it in just to have it look like all the other cards in my collection. So it did drop from number 6 last year to number 12. So dropped 6 spots, but still absolutely love this card. And at number 11 is his companion card in the 54 set and a new addition to my top 50. This was the big Strongsville purchase this year. The card number 1 from the set of Ted Williams from 54 tops. And you know what? Yeah, I know I got some heat when I did the crossover video when that went from a 7 down to 4.5, and everyone's saying, "Oh, that's just crazy," and all this stuff, blah blah blah. I actually like the fact that I have bookends in this set, both Ted Williams, both PSA 4.5. I think it's fitting, it's perfect, yeah. No issues at all about crossing that over for me. All right. Yeah, so that was new to the list. So we are at the top 10 of my collection for 2025. And at number 10, 54 Bowman Mickey Mantle. Now, if you look at it just like this, that may be a little bit harsh at a PSA 1. There are a lot of creases on this card, but at a certain distance just has great eye appeal. The colors there are some creases, but it doesn't break into the front of the card, so you don't see any like white areas. But it's pretty spot on for the technical grade, but again, it made it affordable. And so happy. I love that image of Mickey Mantle there. So last year, this was card number 9, so it only dropped 1 spot to number 10 this year. At number 9, a new addition, the second big purchase at this year's National, one that I didn't expect, but so glad I pulled the trigger on, the 59 tops Bob Gibson rookie card, the Pepto-Bismol card. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love this card. And I don't care if PSA may have been harsh on it because it was to my benefit. So number 9 on my list. At number 8, 52 Bowman Stan Musial. This may be the next one. This is the sort of the most valuable card I have in a Beckett slab, next to I think the 67 Willie Mays. This one may be the next one that I decide to cross over. It'll be not at the highest grading level, but the step below that. But just love this card. That image, stadium in the background, the colors, centering. So many great things about this card. This one was number 8 last year as well, so it did not move up or down on my top 50. At number 7, my 48 Bowman Stan Musial rookie card. I paid up for this. I paid the eye appeal tax, and quite honestly, I'm glad I did. May not be using the VCP average price, the current average price, still below what I paid for it, but I don't care. You're probably not going to find a nicer 3 out there. Absolutely gorgeous. So this one was number 7 last year and is number 7 this year. Number 6. This was another crossover from a BVG at this year's National. The 63 Topps Mickey Mantle. I want to say it was in a 7.5 and it crossed over to a 6. And last year, this was card number 5. This cracked the top 5 last year and is number 6. It just dropped 1 spot in my rankings. But so glad to have it in a PSA slab. All right, we're at the top 5. Not a whole lot of movement in the top 5 here, just a little bit. But at number 5, my 54 Bowman Ted Williams. Again, another great eye appeal card for the technical grade. Love that smile of his. The card that should never have been because of licensing agreement issues with Topps for 1954. Such a beautiful card. So number 5. This was number 3 last year. So it's actually dropped 2 spots on my top 50. So we replaced the 54 Bowman Mantle with the 54 Bowman Ted Williams there. All right, at number 4 is the only SGC slab that I have. The 1909 Christy Mathewson Dark Cap. Love the colors on that, the pose. I like the dark cap better than the white cap version, although someday I would love to get all the Christy Mathewson versions, especially the portrait. I absolutely love the portrait card. But there's the sweet cap roll back. And this was number 4 on my top 50 last year. At number 3. Now, even though this is the most I've ever spent on a card ever, it only falls at number 3 on my top 50 because the ones in the top 2 spots are ones I've had for a while and they've just increased in value over time to be more than this one. But for those that collect cards from the golden age, the 50s and 60s, I think this is probably the card that everyone wants to have in their collection. And I have to pinch myself every time that I look at this and say that I can't believe that I own a copy of the 54 Topps Hank Aaron rookie card. It's only PSA 1.5, but man, that has great eye appeal for 1.5. I love it. Actually bought it. I won't go into the whole story. Bought it as a SGC 1.5 and crossed it over at this year's National. But, whoop, there we go. Ooh, yeah, I'm at loss of words here, just describing how thankful I am that I was able to finally add a Hank Aaron rookie card to my collection. So we'll put him front and center, the big pickup for 2025, and number 3 on my top 50. At number 2, which was also number 2 last year, another crossover from BVG to PSA. My 53 Topps Mickey Mantle. Second year Topps card. This was a BVG 2.5, I think, and it dropped down to a 1, but still, it still remains my second most valuable card, even though it's now in a PSA slab. But I like this card so much better in a PSA slab. Now that's like most of my other collection. And finally, my most valuable card, which was also number 1 last year in a crossover from BVG to PSA. The 52 Bowman Mickey Mantle. Some people don't like this image of him with his arms crossed, and they're not sure what's in the background. Maybe part of the stands dugout. I'm not sure. But regardless, I happen to love this image of Mickey Mantle. And I'm not going to be able to afford his Bowman, 51 Bowman rookie card or his 52 Topps card anytime soon. So the fact that I own his second year Bowman and his second year Topps card, to me, that's the height of the Mickey Mantle cards that I'll probably ever own, but never say never, I guess. But there we are, my top 5 here in all their glory for 2025. Let's get the glare out of that. 54 Bowman, Ted Williams, 1909. T206, Christy Mathewson, Dark Cap. The 54 Topps Hank Aaron rookie card. 53 Topps Mickey Mantle, and 52 Bowman Mickey Mantle. I'm so blessed to have these cards in my collection. And would love to know in the comments, what do you think about the cards that are in my top 50? And again, if you missed part 1, where I go over card number 100 to 51, there'll be a link right here at the end. So with that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.